Hello boys and girls, welcome to another edition of Grade 4 Mathematics. My name is Miss Aaliyah Brewster and today we'll be doing multiplication of fractions. But just in case you're not feeling motivated, remember the words of Paul Halmos. The only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. This means that we must practice. So what are you waiting for? Grab a pencil and a notebook, get settled, we're about to start. To begin, let's do a quick multiplication review. Before we explore how to multiply fractions, let's do a super quick review of the basic concept of multiplication. Multiplication is repeated addition. I repeat, multiplication is repeated addition. So if you're asked to find the product of 3 and 3, or if you're asked what is the answer for 3 multiplied by 3, then the solution would be 9. But there's another way you can work it. 3 times 3 is the same as 3 plus 3 plus 3. Now if you were to do it that way, you would arrive at the same answer, which is 9. So multiplication is simply repeated addition. Now that we have that out of the way, let's move on to discuss the rules that apply to multiplying fractions. When we multiply fractions, we must first multiply the numerators together, then multiply the denominators together. The rule for multiplying fractions are that simple, and applying the rule to a variety of problems is just as easy. Let's go ahead and apply this rule in a few examples. For the first example, we're going to look at multiplying fractions by fractions. For example, what is 3/4 times a half? What is 3/4 times a half? To do this, we set our problem 3/4, the multiplication sign, and then we write half. Now, according to the rule, when we're multiplying fractions, we have to multiply the numerators together, then multiply the denominators together. So in this case, the two numerators are 3 and 1. If we multiply 3 times 1, we would arrive at the answer of 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Now, let's multiply the two denominators, 4 and 2. 4 times 2 equals 8. Now we have our complete fraction. The solution for 3/4 times half is 3/8. And it is that simple. Let's work another example. This example is different from the one that we just did because we're going to look at how to multiply fractions by whole numbers. That's right, fractions by whole numbers. You will use the same rule that was applied before, but there is one extra step that is involved. Since you are multiplying a fraction by a whole number, you will need to convert the whole number into a fraction first. In this case, we're going to look at what is 2 times half. What is 2 times half? Here, we're going to rewrite the whole number 2 as 2 above 1 as a fraction so that it's easier for us to multiply. So when we're setting up our problem, we'll put the whole number at the top and 1 at the bottom. Multiplication sign, half. Now the problem is set perfectly for us to multiply the two numerators and the two denominators. In this case, the numerators are 2 and 1. 2 times 1 is 2. The denominators are 1 and 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Note, when the numerator and the denominator of the fraction are the same, it is equal to 1. So in this case, we have the numerator as 2 and the denominator as 2. That simply means the solution to this problem is 1. It's a whole number. So always remember that, boys and girls, when the numerator and the denominator of the fraction are the same number, that fraction is equivalent to 1. Let's do another example. This is our last example. For this example, we're going to look at what is 5/6 times 3/4. Remember, this time we will need to multiply the fractions and simplify our answer. So let's do it step by step. Remember the rule. When you're multiplying fractions, we multiply the numerators first, then we multiply the denominators. In this case, the two numerators are 5 and 3. So 5 times 3 would give us 15. The two denominators are 6 and 4. 6 times 4 would give us 24. So the answer to this problem would be 15/24. However, 15/24 can be simplified because 15 and 24 are both divisible by 3, which is the greatest common factor of 15 and 24. So we can simplify the fraction by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 3. In this case, when we divide 15 by 3, we would get 5. And when we divide 24 by 3, we get 8. So our answer now would be 5/8. That is a simplified version. When you're doing multiplication, once your answer can be simplified, you must simplify the fraction. And that's all there is to it, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to today's lesson, and remember the words of Paul Halmos. The only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. This means that you must practice in your spare time if you wish to be successful at your upcoming exam. Thank you once again for tuning in, boys and girls, and goodbye.